I got my first credit card when I was in London and I was doing all sorts of work in the UK. They gave me a card that I could spend up to £500 on it.
I had to use credit line to furnish my first home.
In the mid-90s, I realized when I went to the States, what was actually booming at the time was tech. And so I went to a school and I said I want to become a Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer. They were willing to finance it if my credit was good, but I didn't have any credit history. Fast forward a few months, I was actually at home when I got a letter in the mail saying that they were offering me a credit line. Because of that, I became a Microsoft Certified Engineer. Got me a job in one of the largest companies in the US. And all of that was because of what I was able to do with that small credit that was given to me. I think the difference between advanced countries and us is access to credit.
In most parts of the world, you need a central ID form to identify somebody and track them across all their activities. So in developed parts of the world, you might have a social security number, you might have your tax ID number, and so on and so forth.
Over the time, we have seen that there's a lot of improvements. When it comes to connectivity, around 1992, the government gave the country opportunity to be able to connect via the mobile phone, so the telecommunication space was open for everybody. When it comes to traceability, the national identification system was also put in place to be able to locate where you stay and be able to know exactly where to come to when they are finding you. The Credit Reporting Act in 2007 was enacted, and in 2020 the LI was passed by Parliament. So that makes it possible for us to do the reporting very well. So as at now, I can say that Ghana has all these three pillars to be able to have a very effective credit score system.
Digitalization over the last few years also afforded institutions to build a repository of data on individuals. All of this data come online, then you begin to triangulate and pull data from multiple sources to then form a profile of an individual because now you have an ID.
These building blocks have been very, very crucial in getting us here to be able to even touch this dream of having individual credit score, having this social system of credit score that can guarantee that we all can access credit and we all will be assessed individually.
Okay, personally, I'm in the creative system. Money is not really consistent. There are times where it's fruitful, there are times where it's a little bit dry. So if there's a system for creatives where you can go in for a loan and there's a structure that helps you to pay in a certain period that you can meet up to, it will work for us.
No me ke simple. Ne ame ani eni ne enele hu interest ni kanu mu eda. Yo bia ne ko ba pay e bi otmo ko ba pay e wa feel da no pay. Bia ne ke be na me abo e no pay o pay ko e be agbena o shika fe ni be ba kan no be sani ameko.
You need to realize that credit is oxygen in an economy. Credit supercharges an economy to work effectively.
In many countries, everybody strives to build their credit score because it's like you working with the system to provide a comfortable life for yourself.
With myCreditScore, you have the opportunity to build your own credit score based on your behavior. Things you buy, things you pay for, everything will be recorded.
With that, we'll be able to publish it to other lenders who would be interested in this information.
All these people who are willing to offer services or products on credit can have access to the credit reports of individuals before providing those services or running those products and services to such borrowers.
If you then begin to compound this individual to individual, then the whole country, people are living right? Not based on their current circumstance, but because of the potential. And when people do these things over time, the credit history builds, the credit scoring system will be able to give you a number. That number then is progressive. And so people do magic. They do wonderful things because they've been diligent with what has been given them.
Clearly, when this thing comes to stay, and more institutions tend to trust this, what it means is we can easily expand this to cover a number of the informal sector players.
We use data sets such as your demographic data, which has to do with your age, your gender, and then your marital status. We also complement this data with your economic data, which includes your bank account balance, your financial assets, and other collaterals which you send to banks to apply for credit.
And when people have credit, it means they have a bigger spending power.
So it gives you the power to be able to spend although you don't have the money in your pocket.
The fundamental premises of credit is a promise of tomorrow. So credit allows an economy to grow exponentially. So now car manufacturers will produce more cars and sell more cars. Home builders will sell more homes. People who are even selling health insurance will sell more insurance, and the economy grows.
We are just on a mission to make Ghana affordable. That's the number one goal. And I think we are strategically positioned in a period where there's enough technology and enough access to data and rules to be able to make sure that this number that we'll produce for everybody is fair, is based on very well thought out algorithms and processes that would make sure that there are no biases.
The future is very bright, especially for young people. We finally have what it takes to create digital infrastructure.